Hello and welcome to a new episode of Ways to Better Living. And to finish up this topic of that we're going to have wasteful as we start off the first part of it, and this is the second part to finish it off. As always, this is your host Coolio, and coming to you with this broadcast of Ways to Better Living. So the last time on the topic of wasteful, we discussed of how a lot of people will not think of how they do waste, whether money or things or food, whatever it might be. So since I gave some example in how one did touch a little bit of how one can avoid such by not going with the notion of forcing others or saying you're inspiring others not to be wasteful when you are. So, in finishing this topic today, we're going to look at one more way that someone might not think they are wasteful, that they are. And this is the most common for humans, which is your words. And I know instantly you might thought you're gonna think, okay, how do I waste my words? Think about it. You have an argument with someone. Majority of the time you know that no matter what you say, it's not going to help the situation. So, if you know that, why do you seek to carry on? That's wasteful. Not only your time, but now your words are not doing anything, so which means it goes to waste. So, no one has ever told anyone that you can waste your words by you speaking for no reason where it's not going to have any impact at all in the situation that is at hand. So if that's the case, you want that do fall in the category of being wasteful. And one might think, well, I don't think that really can be wasteful, because even if nothing happened at that point, the person still know. Yes, but your words were meant to change. So the fact that it did not change, you could say it at any other time. You're looking for it to change. So that person at that time, even if it's gonna sit in them, they will not apply it at any time, because at that point that it was necessary, that's when it applies. So since it would not be useful in that point, using it will just make it goes to waste. It's just like anything that you consider you might, at that point, you might not think it's wasteful. Because you might, it's always wasteful when you do things that you know not only your time consumed, but it's not giving you any productivity. And this happens a lot in society, where words do not mean anything to people. And so you that keep voicing, what happened? It becomes a waste. Why? Because it means nothing to no one. So if you know this and you know it's not doing anything, why keep doing it? change your approach. And by changing your approach, that becomes effective because now you're not going in the direction that, and we already know in the world action, this is something that everyone that knows your actions speak loud. Why? Because even in your household, you say this one thing over and over, but that's not happening. Why? Because you that saying it, they're paying attention to what you do. So if you look for people to change and listen to what you're saying, you have to do what you say as well. So by applying, we always hear the people says you should take to your own advice. What does that mean? Taking to your own advice, meaning apply your own words that you speak. Let your action speak that what you say. So it doesn't always necessary for you to speak. Your actions can speak loud. That no matter if you do not speak, your action letting others know exactly what you mean. So how can you do this in terms of not being wasteful? Instead of telling people, oh, this is what you need to do, and you just do them and let people see it. So by them seeing it, they're seeing that you're not wasteful, you're helping, and anyone that's in that line of not being wasteful, once you sit down with them and talk, they already know you're not. So they're going to still want to hear your voice on it. And since your action already say it, your words is just another way of stamping it to be, yes, this is what the person stands on. So it continues in the direction of you teaching and letting others know that you're not wasteful at all. So with that being said, what are the ways you could apply on not being wasteful? It's simple. You just have to look for things, the things that you know you can involve in and not be wasteful, even if your action is not always going with it. Always what you want to do is make sure you have that thought in your mind that you looking to not be wasteful in society. Besides being in society, in your own life, you've had the expression wasting your life away. How does one do that? Which is several things that you do, and doing things that you know, oh, this is not going to give me the result I'm looking for, but you choose to go that way. Why? Because at that point, you're looking to enjoy. And yes, certain things that you might enjoy in life is not beneficial. And when you look at the world, a lot of the things that you enjoy is not beneficial for you. So by you constantly going for these things, what happens? You waste your life away. And so meaning you've been wasteful. And the worst thing you can waste is your life. So wasting your life away can go in many directions of what you choose to do. If you know that constantly you don't get along with someone, but you forcing yourself to get along, what happened? It's a waste. So you do not force things to happen. Because you forcing it to happen, that's when it becomes a waste, because now you're forcing your way. It's like let's say you want to bring a building down. You do not. Anyway, you might think you're forcing the building to come down, but you already know if you don't have all the tools, proper equipment to bring it down, what do? You take your time in taking one thing at a time. One thing at a time. You're picking at it one at a time. And eventually what happened? The building collapsed. Why? Because you pick at it. Which means it's the same with life and not being wasteful. You got to keep picking at it. It's not just forcing your way in, because that's what the world do. Force everyone to go in that direction. And by you forcing, it doesn't help. Because it's not doing the job that it's supposed to do. But by you picking that way and let people see the beneficial aspect of it, that's how you get it to change. So, with this said, as I always mention about how the best way you can do this is apply it and then for you to see the results yourself. Yes, you might say, oh, you're just saying, apply these things. Find ways yourself. Because I know you've been going through different ways to apply things and they're not working because you do not constantly get yourself in it. So these ones that I always mention, though it's not the way that you might see as fit, but you have to be spiritually minded in saying things other than what they appear. And in doing that, you constantly be able to apply and stay in application of these things, which is beneficial, not just for you, but for others around you. But mainly you're doing it for yourself. You're not doing it for others, you're doing it for you. Because by you doing it for you, that's how others see that you're not doing it for them, and they too going to want to do it for themselves. So you want to change someone's life, you apply the things to let them see the things that they're doing wrong, you're doing them right, and let them see it in you. Not just tell them, let them see it, because you tell them, if they don't see it, they will not go that direction. So you don't want anyone to be wasteful in any given situation or anything. You just apply it, let them see it, and then they will copy it and not be wasteful. So with this said, I will have to leave you guys with this here and the end of this topic. And quick update before I go. I might be doing a lot more live like this, even though it's going to be posted afterwards, but it's always going to be mostly going to be live, because I'm finding it's a little bit shorter time period for me to just do it live. Plus, now that situation surrounding it can let me do more live than before. So, with that said, I hope you all can be able to put to application these things and better your life. And as always, this is your host saying God bless and have a wonderful time.